So everybody's been wanting a two-monitor system to be able to see what our kids are doing, how they're responding, and I learned this recently, actually right at the beginning of the school year, that we can already do this two-monitor system using the equipment we have with our MacBooks and our iPads. So the first thing that I do is I go into my calendar and I click on my link to get into my Google Meets. So have it load up, join. And then what I do next is I open it up onto my my iPad. First thing that I want to do is to mute my mic and also turn off my sound, and I'm gonna show why later. So get into my iPad and it'll say join a meeting, so you'll have to type in whatever code you're getting in your Google Meets. So and then when you type in your code, you hit return and it'll go in. And I can join. And right now it's normal. I'm going to turn off my camera because my kids get really confused when they see two of me. Now the reason why you want this muted and to have no sound coming from it is that if I do have sound coming from it, you'll hear a little echo because of the reverb. If I don't have it mic'd, it's even a worse problem, and it hurts people's ears, which is very disgusting. So I keep my iPad on with the sound. I turn off the sound equipment of my MacBook, and I like to use both things because I prefer using a Mac to show my notes. So when I present, it's very easy just to pull up my tab, pull up my notes for the week. So right now I have my science, and I can actually also on the iPad see what my kids are seeing. So if they're not seeing it, then I can double check and see what's going on. I can present all these notes and going on forth. The only downside that having a second monitor and maybe a third monitor would be nice is I use Jamboard on my iPad to work with math a lot and with ELA. So I have the notes from my iPad, from my MacBook, and then I need to use my iPad, which both of those screens would then, I'm not able to see the students for a momentary time for like 2 seconds. But oftentimes what I've done to get around that loophole is if I'm doing my math, so I'll go up to some of my math notes. So if I'm wanting to work on 18 minus 5, I have notebooks here. I go a little old school. I write the problem here, and then I can just monitor from my MacBook. I like using my iPad as the second monitor because sometimes during science class I do experiments with my students, and then advisory I sometimes do cooking with my students. So to make that an easy shift, I will show notes according to what we're studying on here, and then I just have to take my iPad and travel to my kitchen and be able to place it as somewhat space so it doesn't fall over, and then I turn my camera on this. So my kids can see me, my kids can see what we're doing. If I need to move it around so they can kind of have the airplane view, they can. Even though it's virtual, and they're not right here, it does give them a little sense of being able to be right in the mix of it, and it makes it fun nonetheless. So that is how I do a two-monitor system with this virtual learning.